There we go. Cool, so we're all up and going tonight. Good evening, everybody, to all of our wonderful and very loyal viewers. We got China tonight, sprint race. First sprint race of the season. So we'll be running short quali today, like we did with no assists on Tuesday. And running a slightly smaller grid today. And I think it might be a wet race, from what I've just heard. Yeah, race is wet, maybe dry, then wet. So we'll see how it goes. We've got our sprint quali for the time being, though. Slightly more restricted choice of tyres today. So I think we've got one set of sprints and one set of softs and two sets of mediums for tonight. But everyone is clearly in the pits, not quite sure how to run their setups. So, not sure if it's a wet sprint race or a wet race. I will find out for you all. So, let's get some highs in the chat from anybody who might be here. There we are, evening socks. You are hearing wet race. I believe that's going to be snacks. I'm going to guess that's snacks. So yeah, it looks like we've got wet race. So yeah, dry sprint, dry qualies, but a potentially wet race. So that's going to be entertaining and exciting, as we have that guy first out on track. Oh, I haven't sought out our details. So what do we have? We've got a few mediums out there, a couple of softs, exotic planes on the softs, Greg, SmallerSmiley, AsthmaFrog, Stone Shuffle, and Codcamper. Oh, okay, so these are people who had just not changed their tyre compounds yet, because we've got that guy, RedDragan 1010, Stone Shuffle, and Jakub all out, but Stone Shuffle's the only ones on the softs. Is the zoom weird on the stream? Oh, yeah, it's going to be. Hang on, sorry. Good point. Let me fix that. It's because I was changed something the other day. There we go. That's me. That was my fault. Thank you for pointing that out. Apologies to everyone who's just spent ages staring at nothing but the the lap board. That's my bad. I changed some settings the other day and haven't changed them back. So, oh no, that's awful. That guy has invalidated on the first corner before he's even started a lap. That's got to hurt. So we've got RedDragan next. And they haven't invalidated, which is, you know, what we want to see. Third race that you avoid the wet. Yeah, you know, I mean, every other race where it's been wet, it's been dry for AT2. So let's see if it keeps that way. But it will certainly make the race a bit more interesting if we've got wets to dries. So let's pull away this, seeing as everybody seems to be going out on the mediums for their laps, with the exception of AsthmaFrog and Stone Shuffle. You expect slightly slower lap times at this point, I imagine. That's all good, so, snacks. You got resting to do. And I can just talk to myself. So it's just like a completely normal day. Yeah, so unfortunately we had last week's race voided, so this one's going to be counting for quite a bit for a few people. We've got a lot of people away as well, which is going to make some changes to how this championship runs, I imagine. Let's see as RedDragan rounds the last corner. He's used quite a lot of his battery though, so I'm not sure if he's going to have a particularly large amount to make it to the end with, as he sets a 131.4. I think we've got... These camera angles are awful. Who do we have next crossing the line? I do believe it's going to be the Aston Martin. Where's Aston Martin? Is that Aston Martin? I'm pretty sure that's Aston Martin, the green. Oh, he's right at the bottom. There we are. Jakub. Again. Quite a lot of battery coming around. Just enough to make it to the line. 132. Almost flat. Stone Shuffle up next. 132.1. And I do believe they were on soft tyres as well. For reference, our sprint qualifyings on Tuesday were running 130.6 on the softs for John. Let's see who else is on a lap at the moment. AsthmaFrog still out. Willow setting a 51.3 for the middle sector. This will be a good one to watch. Yes, no, yeah, we're only doing the sprint quali snack, so it's short quali for sprint, full sprint race, then short quali for the final quali. Otherwise, we could be here a while, you know. Oh wow, quite the slipstream down there from one of the RBs, RedDragan. Ooh. Interesting. 131.8 on the medium tyres. It's a good lap. Oh. Who else is about at the minute? We've got Alispin. I do believe quite a very fast driver. Willow doesn't need it. No, I suppose it's true. I can't remember who's leading the championship at the moment. I'll check for that in a minute. Let's just double check, see who else we've got on a lap at the minute. Ah, there we go. AsthmaFrog about to cross the line. 151 in their middle sector as well. I'm going to presume... Oh, there we go. That got away from me. 131.3 to take P2. Pretty sure they're on wheel as well, not on controller. Everybody says this is a pad track, so as Codcamper does a 132, almost flat. It's good to see that Alpine isn't as overpowered as everyone claimed it was. Greg's last to cross the line. And a bit further down, 132.5. I keep thinking, oh, someone might not make it through. Oh, John's retired though. 10-10, sorry. So that's an interesting strategy / move. Evening, Johnny. Sox is after a clean race tonight. I think we had a fairly clean race on Tuesday. You know, just the usual shenanigans. But this one is it's an interesting track to overtake on, because although it's quite wide, a lot of the corners are... No, because you're stewarding. Yeah, that's fair enough. Got to keep your eyes peeled then. Let's see. AsthmaFrog comes in. Everybody's done a decent lap now. RedDragan's back out. Let's have a look at what he's on. He's moved to the soft tyres. Bank a lap on the mediums and then get in a soft run. As he sits in P3. Guess we are gonna... there were a few bumps and scrapes on Tuesday. A lot of it was just a bit of contact model, a bit of hard racing. I think Sunday will be fine. 82. We've grown as drivers now. I say faster. We're also just cleaner. Unless, you know, people intend to start tanking other people out for their wins. I don't think that's going to happen. Everyone's too friendly. RedDragan with a little bit of weaving down that back straight. Good job that's not in the race. I like this track though. I don't know about anybody else, but I like this track. Flows nicely. Except for when, you know, you have to break. 5-way battle for the win again. Now that I want to see. Hopefully I'll be able to see it from a lap down as well, so I can just keep up with the back of the rest of you and just watch. RedDragan starts his lap. Let's jump on board with him now. Sector 1 is a bit bad. It's that, if you can absolutely nail that braking uphill, you're sorted for Sector 1. But that's what you need, really. You need that smooth through Sector 1, and a good exit out of Turn 3. This is a hard one. Turns 8 and 9. Very easy to lose traction here. You spin out if you're on those curbs. RedDragan seems to have taken it through nicely. This one here. Another quite iffy traction zone. Long right-hander before the second DRS. Oh, this one! Yeah. Turn 12, I believe it is. 12 and 13. So you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'm really confused as to why 12 isn't one, just 11 isn't just one big corner. But then, apparently, this is turn 14, and this is turn 15, and now this is 16. So, you know, nice exit out of there from RedDragan. Oh, as he goes just that little bit shy of P1. But I think that's his run done now. So let's see who else is on a lap at the minute and about to cross the line. Looks like we might have Codcamper on an out lap. SmallerSmiley's on a lap. He's next to cross the line, so let's see how he does. Even though this is not a particularly exciting part of the track. Just down the back. Got to keep it nice here. It's very easy to lose the car. He's got plenty of battery left to use. Should be very useful for this run up to the line here. And gain quite a bit of time doing this. As he goes P4. Let's jump on board with the Aston Martin of Jakub. As Willow unsurprisingly goes faster again with a 130.7. These camera angles are awful. Jakub with P3. Johnny B sets his first time to go P7. Not bad on a set of mediums. Faster than a few people on their softs. So who do we have next? Exotic Plains. What can he do? Up to the line. It looks like somebody's run out of fuel on the back straight. No, they just... Yeah, yellow. Interesting. Exotic Plains is faster again than Willow with a 130.6. Let's jump on board with... I think it's just Zidane Smithy now who's last to set. Oh, I think we got the Alpine of Codcamper behind him then as well. As he goes P7. Codcamper 3/10 up on this lap. At the second sector anyway. What can he do? To go somewhere. We'll find out in about a second. 8th! There we go. That is our grid. So, in P1, for the sprint race, we've got Exotic Plains, followed by Willow, RedDragan, Jakub, that guy, AsthmaFrog, SmallerSmiley, Codcamper, Zidane Smithy, Johnny B, Ale, Stone Shuffle, Padge, Greg, and 1010, who is starting from the back because they are starting from the back. A good place to start on this one, I imagine, because it's going to be carnage at turn 1 as you go up the hill. Feel a bit bad that we didn't get any Padge on that stream, because that was... I didn't compare any of the times either. I think we had a equivalent sprint time to, more or less, to our P1 on Monday. Tuesday, sorry. It was a 130.6. And here we had a... Let's have a quick look. We had... Don't want to create a meme. 130.680, so only 3/100ths off of our pole time for Tuesday, which is honestly quite good for those no assist drivers. As we have a quick break now, probably only a few minutes. We're going to go head off at 9 minutes to the hour, so whatever hour that is for you. Otherwise, how's everyone cracking on this evening? Are we all doing good in chat? Everybody had a good day. That's what you need to know. You have a good day. That's what everybody needs. A good Thursday to lead into a great Friday for the end of the week. It's been wet. No, I think it's been quite nice here in Sheffield. I say sunny. I had to wear jeans because my office is either boiling hot or freezing cold. B&M. Buy anything exciting? I'm a sucker for almost any gadget that B&M has. Just like something really odd that you wouldn't think you need to buy, but it's like a clothes horse that attaches to your Kallax or something. Food. Yeah, no, you know what? That's yeah, that's exactly what you want. A significant amount of food. Yeah. Any good food? That's the question. Is it good food? B&M is my go-to place for like all the popcorn you can possibly buy. 40 bags of what's it? See, that goes back to a conversation we had with RedDragan the other day. You're going to have to post some his way because I honestly think they would be a delight. Full of artificial crap, but an absolute delight. Then we have a great view at the minute anyway of Siewcachaosu Perez's snack tray is full of what's-its. Oh. It's Monster Munch that I've got at the minute. So I'm going on a slushy run at the moment. Like any load of ice in the blender, whatever I can put in it. Yeah. On the actual Formula One news, though, it's anybody who hasn't heard with Esteban Ocon going to Haas, the world's worst kept secret. I was not surprised in the slightest, although I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm a bit disappointed. I was hoping that Ollie Behrman would get a mentor. But it's each to their own. I'm not sure who that is. We had a stranger join and leave, so that was fun. The Haster plan. Yeah, well, I think they should oh, crap, we're off. Here we go. We are a bit forward of 51, so let's hope that everybody is prepared for that. As I apparently have a better camera angle than my Dragon had the other night. Though we do have some people on the grid. So I think we could be looking at a restart here because we did go a minute early. We have a RB at the back. But I think we might be alright. I think we might be good. No one's called for it yet. I think they'll catch up and it'll be fine. No rush, Alispin. Just yeah. His pad's not working. I didn't realise Ali was on pad. That would explain his supreme power. That would call it. But he'll catch up with the back of the pack. Nice thing about this game is you drop off, or you make it to the back of the grid a bit late. Fine. Everyone else's tyre temps lock in when they park, so they'll just reset even if it takes a little longer to get to the grid. I don't know, Sun God. He's reserving tonight as far as I'm aware. He is one of our plus ones for our 15 out of 20 drivers since half of 81 is on holiday. But nobody is Raikkonening. What I want to see more Raikkonening. Raikkonenning? Raikkoneying. Yeah, I think he's reserving tonight. Oh. Please, 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 please swap to the other camera. I will be the saddest guy if we don't swap to the other camera. really slow gradual parking on the grid here to get that nice purple in. Nope. I am not privy to this. So, everyone starts on the medium tyres. Let's see if I can't... Nope. I'm not going to be privy to this. So let's jump back on board with Willow to see what happens at turn 2. RedDragan making a move up. Here we go. Was that classic battling? Oh, there's been a bit of a tap there with Alice been going backwards a little bit. Stone Shuffle's gone backwards with AsthmaFrog and Zidane Smithy as well. Oh, as we have, I think that is Johnny B. Yeah, Johnny B in the wall. I think he's good though. I think we don't have any... Oh! However, we do have a Haas of SmallerSmiley with front wing damage. I believe it's front wing damage anyway. It looked a bit like front wing damage. Someone had... No, it's just that random debris that comes off the cars. But it is just the sprint race. 4-way fight here for the middle of the pack with Alice Spin, Codcamper and Zidane Smithy. And Smiley seems to have caught back up to the back of the pack nicely. It's a good part of the track really. If something goes wrong there, you're going to be fine. This is a part of the track as well. You can make a lot of places or break a lot of places. As 10-10 makes it up into P8. Stone Shuffle has fallen back. I'm going to presume he's spun. He has, and he murders a Rolex board on his way out. But he's back and going again. Right, here we go. Bit of a train here into... Bit of a train here into turn 1 and into turn 14. But we do get DRS enabled this lap. Yeah, I think that's right. Socks. Don't think we've got any changing positions here yet, so it's just going to be a bit of a slow race as we see everybody catch up. But of course, nobody has to pit on this lap if they don't want on this race. If they don't want to, so it's 10 laps of just not parking. But we do have Smiley going backwards a little bit. Looks like he might have had a bit of a moment, but is he going to make a move down here on the inside of AsthmaFrog? Oh, he is. Not quite enough though. Good exit there from AsthmaFrog. Back up to the front of the grid again, see if we've got anything going on here, but I don't think we will do. Our closest battlers at the minute are Ali and Codcamper, who are all but inside each other's gearboxes. Possible race strategies powered by AWS. It's not, but it would be cool if it was. And no one's pitting. If anyone pits, they've got front wing damage. It'd be mad to pit on a sprint race. Let's jump up to the front here because we might see an overtake. Willow moving up on exotic planes quickly, but is he going to make the move here? Oh, he is. Oh, as the two of them fight going up into turn 1. Turn 16. Turn 16. Oops. Willow's definitely going to be able to make this done here without any trouble at all. It's the right place to be overtaking. You want to make a move, you make it on the pit straight. It's Jakub. Fastest lap. Right up behind RedDragan. You got a lot of dirty air through this sector. If you're not careful, it can really mess up your flow. AsthmaFrog falling down places. SmallerSmiley still down in P13. 10-10 is up to P8. Oh, as you see Padge and AsthmaFrog fighting for positions. This isn't me, but nice to see an onboard every now and then. Got a bit of a gap here. This pack's starting to separate out a bit now in the sections with AsthmaFrog. Is he going to do it? He's not going to do it. That's a shame. I want to see someone do it. Which is we have our top 4 drivers who are spread out from the rest of the pack. Moving down the back straight. It's like plane seems to have made it back on Willow somewhere. Probably at the end of sector. Oh, that camera made it look a lot worse than it was. Oh, are they going to be playing DR? I think that's going to be exotic planes with the DRS here, but he goes wide. No, it's very wide. Better be a track limits warning there. SmallerSmiley makes it up to P12. Did not catch up on Willow. He must have lost way too much ground to that part of the track going wide there. I feel like what I need is a drone. I can just stay overhead and watch all of these. So a wholly uneventful race so far. LA up on the back of, oh, interesting move there, but that guy had the better line. Not quite enough to make it through there, but is he going to be mad to make a move down here? Quite close together. Oh, I love how Ali can keep it so close to the car in front and just really put that pressure on. Oh wow, okay. I get to be in the helicopter now. Not going to make a move down there as we come back down to the back again. Stone Shuffle's fallen quite far back compared to everybody else, but this is a hard track to race on. LA belongs here. He is here. So, as that guy drops 2 places, I believe. 10-10 now up into P6. And these two absolutely thrashing it out for the win. Or for the first place here. Oh, brave to go side by side through here. Oh, I think they touched a little bit. RedDragan. Oh, what a view of that move from Willow. What a move! That's fantastic. Jakub falling a bit further back. Half a second here looks so far away, but it really isn't. Don't think we've got anybody else really battling out on track at the minute. SmallerSmiley 2 seconds behind AsthmaFrog. Hopefully we'll be able to make that gap up a little bit. Everybody on the medium tyres as well. RedDragan. Getting nice view of these two here up the front battling out. Exotic Plains and Willow almost matched for their talent here. Teammates, I believe, now as well. Yeah, look at that gap. That gap's only half a second, but it looks like an absolute trek down the back straight here. Over a kilometre's worth of straight. Fun fact for everybody there. Nice move from Exotic. But that does give Willow... Oh! Willow just pushing a bit too hard. He's going to lose quite a bit of time there. He'll be able to catch it up with the DRS. But he's very lucky he didn't lose a position there to RedDragan, who is starting to pull a bit of a gap on Jakub here. We'll call it a pad track, and our pad drivers are doing very well tonight. Alispin. I love it. I can't believe how close he keeps it on the back of the other cars. And he's keeping his car under control as well. He's doing very well today. Make it up into 10-10 up into P5. Let's have a look at how our positions have changed. So 10-10 is... I don't want to be on board there. 10-10 is up 10 places. Otherwise, not a lot of change. That guy down 2. AsthmaFrog down 3. Smith down 1. Smiley down 4. Padge and Greg up. But this race is very likely to just come down to the very last lap. I mean, it's just swapping back and forth here. It's unless someone messes up, and these three here are basically attached by a rope. Jakub has fallen out of the back of the DRS of RedDragan though. So SmallerSmiley might have caught up to AsthmaFrog, so he might have the DRS. Still a gap to Zidane Smithy though, and Codcamper, but everyone seems to be within a DRS of one another. As we have Exotic going to make a move around the outside. Got the better line now down the inside, but it's just that bit more traction on the outside, I think, if you can play your cards right. There it is. Willow pulls ahead. These two absolutely dominating the race so far. I don't think we've got anybody else about to make any moves down here. SmallerSmiley has caught right up to the back of AsthmaFrog as he gets a bit loose out of the exit there. Gives it a wiggle just for good measure to keep it all together. Oh, I don't like it when it goes on board that. I can't do anything about it. Greg's fallen a bit behind. Oh no! SmallerSmiley gets a 3-second penalty. That's not going to be good for his race, but there is still more points to be gained later on. Everybody down to Codcamper scoring points here at the minute. This camera's an idea of where we should see people going. Exotic planes on Willow. Is Willow going to be able to pull it back? On the inside, gets the power down. Gets ahead of Exotic. Nope. So Willow's going to have the DRS through here now on Exotic planes. They keep switching like this. I'm not sure who's going to play out with. Oh, the two of them bumped there. You get to watch that lovely from RedDragan's perspective. As Willow switches it round, goes on the inside, tries to do what he did last time. Oh, just has that extra traction and just gets away nicely ahead. They've dropped it now. Jakub 2.5 seconds behind. Almost on a solo race here with 10-10 a second, 2 seconds behind there again. Ali just keeping it attached. It was. Jump on board with our SmallerSmiley. Only 0.2 seconds ahead behind Zidane Smithy. Oh, he takes a look down to go down the inside there, but thinks better of it. It's probably a good idea. As Haas makes its way down the back straight. Willow and Exotic trading places again. This is the way round. If it keeps going like this with Willow switching with Exotic here, would see Exotic coming out on the top step of the podium. That guy gets a 3-second time penalty. It's an easy track to drop track limits on here. I'm not going to see a move this time. Make our way down, see if anybody else is trying anything. Smiley, always trying to make a move on Zidane Smithy, but just couldn't quite get it through that turn. Oh, burns a bit of battery there. Can he outbrake him? Oh. Okay, these two going side by side. Beat. As he pulls it ahead. There we go. Just silenced by the moves that people are making here. I tell you what, that was. Oh, 1010's DNF. Looks like he is off the side of the track. No front wheel. Doubt we're going to see a safety car though. The game wouldn't do that. Probably just dropped it on the exit there and decided that the wall was where he wanted to be. Exotic planes. Switching. Oh, RedDragan's right there on the action as well. Tell you what, this is still a three-way fight for the lead. If RedDragan can pull out something special here, he might be able to keep it ahead. He might be able to just... Oh. Opens with the rear ends open, but RedDragan might actually be able to pull ahead of Willow here. Oh, but Willow just puts his foot down and stays on the inside to just defend against that. What a move. I don't think we're going to see on the final lap here any more big moves. But this is the way round Willow wants it to be. If he thinks he can... Both of the drivers are keeping their batteries pretty much charged, so that they can put it down the back straight here and make up that final position. Top step of the podium. 6/10 Willow is currently behind Exotic. That's a bit too far back, I think, to make it down the straight. He's going to have to close that gap a little bit through here if he can. Looks like he might do. Yeah, he does. Closes the gap down to... he's going to... We should update him regularly. Here we go. Fighting for the last place. Or the first place, rather. Top step of the podium. Can he catch him? Is it going to be enough? He can. But can he keep it under control under braking? And bring it back around the inside as he gets a way better exit out than Exotic does. And that's exactly the position he needs to be in. Can he keep it stable around this part of the track? He can. Exotic's going to have the slipstream and a bit of DRS, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There we go, as Exotic Planes crosses the line to take... Willow, sorry, crosses the line to take P1. Exotic Planes just loses that position out in P2. So SmallerSmiley might have had a moment as he's dropped back down to P13. And he'll stay there with that penalty. Stone Shuffle the last to cross the line. A bit behind everybody else. Fantastic stuff from these 81 drivers. It was. I presume you're talking about the move socks that Willow made, because that was great. Everybody going off about tyres hitting a cliff at the end. They do here. So there we have it. Our sprint drivers for today. Willow taking the win and all 8 points. Exotic Planes, RedDragan, Jakub, Alispin, Codcamper, AsthmaFrog, and that guy taking the rest of the points. Good driving there from AsthmaFrog, making up a few places. There we are. So I hope we get to see a bit more racing like that in the race, even though it is going to be wet. So overtake of the month contender right there. I agree. I'm going to jump straight now into qualifying, I believe. There's not going to be a gap here for these poor souls that get to spend the next almost 2 hours almost behind the wheel of these cars. Or behind the pad, depending on what it is that they prefer to use. Only a short qualifying session again though, so we've got 18 minutes here. See all of our drivers out. Oh. So what do we think of that race then? I thought that was good. I thought that was exciting. Willow and Exotic Planes putting on a spectacular show. RedDragan keeping up with them the entire time. I was very impressed with that. Stone Shuffle retires from the session. Apparently he has decided to start from the back. Back and forth. That's kind of what you expect at Japan. At China though, really, isn't it? A bit of back and forth. Yeah, a bit of back and forth. Few people getting a bit of damage there. With obviously Tending getting the most amount of damage as he hit a wall. I think he just lost the traction out of that corner, and it's so easy to just lose the car there. You might be able to grab it back, but then the second you manage to get that back, if you don't do the right job, you're going to find yourself in a wall. There we go. Someone's going out. Someone's bringing us entertainment. Lap data. Let's put on their telemetry too, so we can spy on them. As it's that guy. First out on track today. Technically, I suppose this is what? Saturday afternoon in sunny Shanghai. That guy, the road sweeper. There was quite a bit of damage in that. I think a few people managed to get some damage in that race, but the problem is it's just not worth pitting for. You do that and that could definitely see your race over. But there's still a boatload of points to play for. 25 for our race winner today. As Exotic Plains leaves, he has other places to be. As long as he comes back, it'd be a bad time to leave now and not come back. After putting on a fantastic show like that, we need you for the entertainment value. We all know F1 is just about this for the fans. Give us something to fan over. OIDC, you have done. Exotic Plains has disconnected. And girl. Oh, what? There, I asked for entertainment. I was not expecting fish tailing. That's what we want. We've got the Willow fan club here in chat. Who else do we want to see win? Let's get some more. Let's find out who's fanning who. Who are you standing at this Chinese Grand Prix? RedDragan is rude, says Willow. Or says Socks rather. Ah, it's that guy sets a fastest first sector with a 24. Another bit of kicking out the rear end there. You know what? That's why you always want to be the first person to take a line. Padge, fanning Padge. I'd like to see Padge do well. I'd like to see Padge win. Padge terrifies me a little bit with his driving and how fast he can be. SmallerSmiley. We're fanning SmallerSmiley as well. Johnny B. I think Sucks is just going through the grid. With the exception of RedDragan, who is vetted as rude. Here we have that guy about to finish his first run. The yellow flag in the pit straight for some reason. I think that's about it. Probably not the fastest lap. He had a few moments there. 132.8. Let's jump on board with anyone else who's doing a lap, but nobody else is doing a lap. Willow 3745393. Ditch that CRE title now, I believe. I wish we could rank the art laps. Let's think. Jakub's next to go off the line. Entertain me, Jakub. Do some. Right, okay, cool. We had the exact opposite of that one thing I asked for. So no entertainment there. We've got Padge in the front. Apparently we're not doing laps at China today. Oh yeah, no front wing. I'm glad you noticed that. I probably should have done as well. I think Padge has a front wing. Maybe. Padge is retired. So the Ferraris starting in P13 and 14. What can Willow do? Nice and quick through here. Oh, excuse me. Long day. That guy set to... Oh, he went again. He did 2 laps with a 132.1. So I believe he went a bit faster this time. Willow set in a purple sector. I missed what the time was. Because it gives me some reference points for Sunday. Oh, wrong button. Oh, these camera angles are the worst. Nice and quick through there. Flat to the floor. And comes up to another horrendous traction zone. Although there is so there might be a bit of inter-team play happening here with Willow, with RedDragan giving Willow a slipstream. Don't know if that's strictly allowed. As Willow goes on to set a 130.457. RedDragan's next to cross the line. Or next to start a lap, I believe. No, let's see if anybody else on a lap. Zidane Smithy is out on a lap. Johnny B is starting a lap, and let's see where Codcamper is. I do believe Codcamper has now been promoted to 82, 81 even, since he is phenomenal. Absolutely dominating 82, so they went, let's give him somebody to race. He's still leading 82 currently. See, that's what you want to do. You want to be leading 82, but in 82. Oh no, Codcamper! What would that have been? A 131.6, which would have set him P2 at that point. That's a shame. Zidane Smithy about to cross the line. Not a lot of battery left. Let's see him burn the rest of that. Or just keeping it within track limits. Door 131.9. Up next we have RedDragan. Let's see what he can do. Leading by 2 points. That's impressive. Well, I might not need to do another run. He is a bit faster than RedDragan goes 0.7. Let's have a quick look at what our times were for Tuesday. 130.8 for qualifying, so we already outstripped that. As Johnny B goes 131.6. Alice been on a lap. I don't think anybody else is really out on a lap at the moment. Greg's on his out lap. We've got Jakub coming around at the minute. Oh, as Codcamper has invalidated again with a trip to the grass. 8 minutes to go. Still time for him to duck into the pits, put on a new set of tyres if he's got them, and do another run. As Jakub dives down into the pits himself. That guy into the pits. SmallerSmiley just starting his lap. Let's ride on board with SmallerSmiley during this one. What are we going to do? Bit squirmy out of that exit. Easily done. Horrible place to have traction there. Just taps that inside curb. Good exit from there. Going out to this long left-hander where it's pretty much flat these days. Easy to lose the car if you tap that inside curb. Good run through there, got on the power nice and early. Gets you a good run down this straight down to turn 11, down into turn 12 and 13 because apparently they're one turn. 2 turns, sorry. It's a good bit of traction out of there. This is where those wings can make or break your race. When you're qualifying, you can lose a good 10th or so down the back here if you've got higher wings. Again, nice exit out of there, plenty of traction. But planted to the floor as we come out, doesn't invalidate the lap, burns the rest of that battery down to the line to go P4. The Haas is doing well here today. Greg with a 132.1. And Exotic Planes, he's next across the line. What can Exotic do? Comes up to the very last corner. I hate this corner. So easy to lose the wheel if you're not careful, but he's burnt all his battery. P3 with a 130.913. that's all of our runners out at the minute. We've got AsthmaFrog, Codcamper, and Jakub all yet to do runs. Poor Codcamper having well, he's done a run, but he's invalidated it twice, which is harsh. Well, I'm sure he'll be able to pull it back. Let's see. And nobody else. On a fast lap at the minute? Greg, maybe. See if Greg is. Greg's definitely not on a fast lap, seeing as he dropped the throttle there. I think that's going to be a hard time to top a 1:30.4. That is a good time. Oh, excuse me. I do hope yawning on the stream's not punishable. Otherwise, it's going to be a long night for me. Long night for these guys. I got a feel for them. I mean, it'll be my turn on Sunday, but it's a long race. A very long session indeed. One short sprint quali, one sprint race. Sprint race should probably take about a quarter of an hour. It's not too bad. As that guy is about to do a run himself. Okay, it seems like his double laps here. Warm up lap, then a nice fast run. Let's ride on board. Seeing as he may be the only one here giving us something to watch at the moment. Flat out of turn 6. Down to turn 8. 7 rather. Weird because turn... No, this is 7. I'm not sure actually. I swear this is definitely 8 and 9. We've got 10 here. I'm trying to memorize it all, but sometimes, you know, I'm not entirely sure who decides what a turn is, because, you know, there are some turns that aren't turns on some tracks, like this is one singular turn in my opinion. As we lose Greg from the session, currently in P8, that must have been all of his tyres he wanted to use used. Opening the DRS. How's he doing, I wonder? Well, that's what I mean. Turn 3 at Austria isn't a turn. It's just... Even in MotoGP, I'd argue it's not a turn. Like... Oh, you say Moto it is. Okay, beat me to it. And that guy goes to 1:31.6, which I believe was his fastest time last time as well. So Dane Smithy doesn't improve by the looks of it. AsthmaFrog just starting his lap, but it is invalidated, so he must have messed up on the entrance there. Just any kink, yeah. Well, yeah, maybe. I mean, what, you've got this is turn 3 here, out into turn 4. It looks like we've got a car that's gone off the track, presumably just to let people by, which is okay. Turn 5, this is turn 6. But then by that argument, I would argue that this is turn 7, but it's not. This is turn 7. But it's one turn, maybe. So I'm pretty sure this is 8 and 9. But we're here to watch people drive, not discuss what the definition of a turn is. It is confusing, it is, thank you. But 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, yeah, so you have brain hurt, yep. Me too, my dude, me too. There we go, Codcamper's about to start a lap. Can he do it without invalidating? Let's see. Just behind him is SmallerSmiley, also on a lap. Decent traction out of there. I love this turn though, whatever this turn is. Just completely flat the entire way around for most of it. All getting on the power reasonably early there. Good exit out of there. We're down onto the back straight. Pops open that DRS. Runs it all the way down. Burns a little bit of battery there to give himself that little bit of extra top speed. Not sure if we saw a bit of a lock up there maybe. I have to turn back on my smoke. Nice exit out there, keeps it clean and crosses the line to take P6. Not a bad time. Smiley's next across the line. He's currently 2/10 up, I believe. Take P5. Always does well in qualifying, Smiley. Johnny B, nice to take P6. I believe we're going to have AsthmaFrog crossing the line next with Jakub not too far behind. What can AsthmaFrog do? Foot flat on the floor, bit of wheel spin out of there. Up into turn 16. Pops open that rear wing and goes P7. Jakub crosses the line to go P4. What a nice lap from Alispin. What's Exotic Flames doing? He is up a little bit. He might take the top of the spot here off of RedDragan to go P2. Just 3.5 hundredths. 35 milliseconds behind Willow. Which is impressive really, because I believe Willow had the toe, whereas Exotic didn't. I know that kink is a corner. That's what drives me mad. It's not, it's barely a corner. Like, you know? Here we go. So our qualifying is completed, our short qualifying. We have Willow taking pole today with Stone Shuffle, 1010 and Padge all dropping out of the race. Or out of qualifying for one reason or another. Yeah, what I was calling turn 8 was actually turn 9. It's 9 and 10. Turn 8 is the long right-hander after the long left-hander. Well, long left-hander doesn't help. There are so many left-handers here. Evening, Rids. How are we doing? Keeping well, I hope. Another good dinner. There we are. Wet. Socks got snacks. That's fair enough. I would get snacks, but I don't think anybody wants to hear that chomping down the microphone. That would drive me insane. And then it would be on record forever for 2 weeks. Or if someone decides to clip it and keep it for the rest of their lives. So, bit of a break here tonight for us. Well, for our drivers, 5 minutes so they can catch breath, run to the loo, get themselves a drink. And we are going to be launching here at 25 to the hour. Yes, just to clarify, Socks' snacks aren't IIRL snacks, they're different snacks. So, bear with me just a moment while I make a few changes that will make this look more interesting. Because, unfortunately, unlike some of our other friends, you know what? No, that's a good point. I'm not going to do that because if it crashes, I don't want that. No tire smoke. Yeah, unlike my Xbox friends, I can turn off the smoke, and that way I don't have to worry about being blinded by every mini smoke at the turn 1 when it inevitably happens. And Monza is the worst for it. Yeah, I did. He has a big poster of snacks on his wall. I mean, I don't have anything witty about that. I don't have anything witty to say. I've run out of wit. I will not repeat that. Even though anybody could read it, let's be honest. Yeah. Well, we're just waiting now. Qualifying is done. We get to wait for our race now. Yeah. Now I've run out of things to talk about. It's the awkward moment now. The awkward moment of just waiting. So it all kicks off in various chats, as it always does after a qualifying session or a race. Nothing dramatic. No one gets too mad. I think the softs won't be useful in this race. I don't know. I mean, you can try. If in fact, if you try and you pull off an overtake with it, 100% overtake of the month, right? So, if that is some incentive to jump into a car with softs, even though it is technically illegal to get on the track in the softs in the wet. Here we go. We're here. I'll have something to talk about now. Let's take a look at what tyre compounds people are going on today. Everyone on the enters. Oh, nope, don't want that one. Everybody through there on the intermediate tyres to start with. And all of our drivers are here this time. Alispin's controller works, which is what I want to see. That's good to know. Not falling too far back this time. Stone Shuffle crawling a little bit. And I don't blame him because these conditions are disgusting. Although he should really keep up with the back of the pack. Do hope that everything is okay with him there. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like they could have done better with the spray. It is just squares that fan out. Really flooring it a little bit to get around this track. There we go. I think Stone Shuffle's putting the pedal to the metal now, as they say. But it is just him at the back. All by himself. I tell you what, I really would not want to be racing this if it's wet. I can imagine this must be absolutely horrendous in the wet. Although Willow is weaving all over the track like his life depends upon it. Here we go. Hopefully this will give me something to shout about stay, and the camera is going to stay right at the back. Oh, there we go. The Stone Shuffle does in fact make it back to the caught up with the rest of the grid. Means there won't be any penalties heading off that way for him. Ooh, right, okay. I'm gonna pick. Oh, I don't know. RedDragan. Let's pick RedDragan to start this off with. Give us some space. And we are away. Alispin getting a slightly better launch there than RedDragan as he takes it up into P3. The RedDragan drops quite far back. Exotic Plane's making a move on Willow up into turn 2. Brave stuff here in the wet. Both coming really close together but keeping it nice and clean out into turn 3. Foot flat to the floor, but he just can't quite do it. SmallerSmiley makes it up into P6. Right behind RedDragan, who had an awful start here, unfortunately, but is going to make a move up the inside of Jakub. Jakub keeping it nice and legal there, giving them space he needs, as Willow loses a place to Alispin, who then drops back. The smart move. Someone's got the inside there, just put it back. You see Codcamper and that guy fighting for position. Oh, this is a nice place to be. Making a move down here on Johnny B into turn 9 and out of turn 10. Have them all memorised now, that's what we need. As the Dane Smithy loses a place down the back here. Goes a bit deep on Stone Shuffle and he can't keep it ahead. Stone Shuffle making up 2 places. Poor Zidane Smithy nearly not getting a lot of traction out of there. Remember, we're not going to have DRS on this track either. Oh! Oh! As SmallerSmiley goes off the track. I wonder what happened there. So we have a VSC. That couldn't have come any more luckily for anybody there who got damage. That will give them the chance to pit and swap some tyres, make up some places. We're off the track at turn 6, I think. I did not catch that. Is anybody going to pit? I mean, I don't see why you would unless you got damage. So we've got AsthmaFrog, Lewis Hamiltoning it off the track. SmallerSmiley also pitting. Looks like these two might have had a bit of a coming together, got damage. That's how Ali got first. Oh, sorry, what's good news, Sun God? I'm confused. Everyone's going very slowly here. Ah, look at that. As the wheels magically teleport onto the cars. We finished cooking. Hello! Welcome back to the race. These two scrapping at it again. The track on Sunday is going to be dry. Oh, you mean cooking for them? Alright, okay, I'm following. Young people slang. Bit of a gap forming. Greg splitting the field a little bit. They're dragging a little bit behind there than Alispin. Confident as a dog on one leg. Says some God for Sunday. Hopefully won't be seeing the return of Spin God. We don't want that. I reckon we're going to see a couple of safety cars here though. This is a treacherous track in the dry. It's going to be worse in the wet. Here we go. Can Willow outbrake Exotic? Will Willow try to outbrake Exotic? Willow will not try to outbrake Exotic. He is 2-3 car lengths behind. And he gets good traction there out of the exit. And no DRS here means it's all on the slipstream. All on the slipstream. And we get to see who's more confident now here, moving up into turn 2. Willow pushing it, but oh, Exotic closing the door a little bit and giving Willow a love tap off the track. Willow managed to keep it clean, hasn't lost too much time to Exotic there. Gains a little as Exotic gets a bit of a squirmier exit out. Nobody else on this timing board really seems to be wanting to make many moves at the moment. will we see a podium here for Alispin on his 81 game plan? I don't think so. I'm sure we saw him last week. Oh. Jakub appears to have gone off track there as he's lost quite a few paces down. Drops a little bit. Oh, it's so easy to do out of there. Stone Shuffle catching up on the back as the Dane Smithy. Well, fortunately for Jakub, he has kept up with the rest of the pack, so he will still have that slipstream on the back straight. Codcamper making a few gains here on Alispin. The RedDragan made it past him. Oh, bit of a late move there from Alispin to block off Codcamper. Hopefully there's no damage to that guy's front. Well, I can't say that guy, because that's a person. To Codcamper's front wing. Oh, keeps it ahead of Alispin there. Because that would have been insane. Watch it. Oh! They touched. And the car did that, the game did that dramatic thing where they just explode out debris everywhere. Oh, both of them. It's like Codcamper's burnt out his battery there trying to keep up with Alispin, who has doing slightly better. Oh. Looks like Jakub has decided to leave the race. I do as well. I could see Alispin and Codcamper making a connection here. Oh! Look at that! I'm buying a lottery ticket after this. That is my plan. Because... yeah, I mean you called it first. But, I counted. Anybody want to make any moves, make this interesting and exciting? Johnny B making it closer to the back of Codcamper after his little date with the gearbox of that guy. Not quite enough. His exotic is running away up front. 1.8 seconds ahead of Willow. Sense me giving you a tenner. I mean, go for overtake of the month. If you win that, you'll get a tenner off me. The closest you can get, I'm afraid, at this point. That guy making ground on Alispin is going to try for the pass here. But Alispin goes a little bit wide. And there it is. That move done. So easy to switch around on this track. Unless you're Lee's top and top, in which case then you are playing a different game entirely. But there's still a long way to go on this race yet. And I do believe it dries up potentially towards the end. He's going to slipstream you around the entire track and play your leader the entire time, Selks, to make sure that you get a podium. That's his master plan. I feel a bit bad for Alispin. He was right up in the podium places there, but this could all change. Someone could spin around at some point or bump into something. Mr. Speedy from Quickie Town. There's a joke in there. There is a joke in there, Mr. Speedy from Quickie Town. Oh, hang on. Willow is closer to Exotic Plains. He must have had a better exit out of somewhere. I'm not sure anybody would want to be known as Mr. Speedy from Quickie Town, but here we go. No, he's not going to be not close enough here to make any winners, but does pull off the fastest lap of the race. The 144.3. No one's really close enough to make a move on one another in the minute, which is a bit of a shame. It's just a bit too distant. Johnny B catching up on Codcamper. That's what I'm looking for here. I'm just looking for the lowest number I can possibly find and praying that it gives me an overtake somewhere. But it doesn't look like my wishes will be granted tonight. Codcamper's too far away now to... It's all good fun. Although, I see no more rain. My eyes. The track is dry. The rain is not streaming off the car. Has it dried up a bit? Will we see some people braving a switch onto the hard tires, onto the dry tires anytime soon? Maybe. It's a spray on the back straight. You know what? Good call. No! It's sprayless! Sun God, it's sprayless! There's mist. I don't think that counts as spray. Crossover period indeed. Oh! I mean, exotic planes did go a bit wide there, so they're going to slowly be losing grip somewhere. As the wibbly wobbly of the heat line shows off on the cars in the distance. Willow is gaining slowly. Also the back to SmallerSmiley and AsthmaFrog making small gains on the back of the pack still, 11 seconds behind now. But these tyres are going to start getting hot. Not seeing anybody trying to bring over wet lines. Let's see. Johnny B is consistently right on the gearbox of Codcamper, but he can't quite make a move. Impressive to see how fast people can make it through this first few. Oh! The medium tires. The medium tires for SmallerSmiley. He is going to be our first brave contender for these dry tires. Now, let's have a look-see, and see how his tyres perform. Exotic Planes has left the session. Alright, let's see if I can't give the poor man an invite back quickly. I don't know if I have him as a friend. I do not. Oh, this could be horrible and very unfortunate for him. Because the AI is likely going to put him in the pit. No, it doesn't. The AI doesn't pit him. Jakub had a game bug. I saw. Not quite sure what the bug is. You know what? Let's... How is Smiley doing? He's dropping a bit of time to AsthmaFrog. But if the tyres are a bit cold, it might take a bit longer to warm up. 10-10 enters the pits to go on to the medium tyre. I love how the tyres just magically teleport onto the car. Way to save asset time. SmallerSmiley all by himself on his lonesome. But I think we are going to be able to see people pitting now because... Oh, at some point... Oh yeah, of course, Exotic Planes passed. We got passed by Willow because of the... a bit of a thing. As he looks like he's got the car back himself now. Yellow flag. Oh no, that's SmallerSmiley. He pops it into the wall slightly. Must be just at that point now that it's not quite dry enough for those medium tyres. But the race isn't over yet. We can still see a safety car. Willow has run away with this one a little bit. I feel a bit bad for Exotic disconnected like that, but what can you do? That guy right on the gearbox of RedDragan who's currently taking up the final podium place. Are we going to see either of these two pit? We are not. Willow's still slightly faster laps. Looks like... Let's see how 10-10's doing. wobbling about a little on those tyres. Codcamper pits, he's going in for the mediums now. Dane Smithy quickly being followed by the McLaren of Stone Shuffle. Really making any moves, but looks like that might have worked quite well for 1010, who is now coming up on Codcamper. Though Codcamper does have slightly fresher tyres. He is only 15 seconds behind AsthmaFrog, so they'll swap around when pits. I've seen that bump before. I presume it's the one. I haven't watched the clip, but I'm going to presume it was the one out of here, where you can pop onto that there and something odd happens, because I saw it happen to somebody the other day. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what we can really do about that, because Chaz had the same thing in Bahrain, and we couldn't really do anything about that then either. When it just affects the one driver, it's hard to really do anything about it, sadly. So plane's still not quite making the move up onto Willow, but it's hard for those two at the front when they're pitting. Greg also pitting for medium tyres. Let's see. Ah, look at that, Sun God. You say tyres, and that's just as I pop up on the tyres there. We're linked, right? That's what I'm going for here. We are connected. So, Greg, Dane Smithy, Codcamper, 1010 and SmallerSmiley all on those dry tyres, but I'm not entirely sure that they're setting. Can we take a look? I thought there was a way that we could. Yeah, here we are with the fastest laps. I do believe all those fastest laps were set on medium tyres, on the intermediate tyres. Still not quite enough yet for us to swap over into those. Although SmallerSmiley did just set a fastest up at the final sector, so it must be drying up quite a bit now. Are we going to see any of our top three runners pitting? Doesn't look like it. It does look like it. There we go. Willow is into the pits. Exotic is into the pits. That guy is doing another lap, and so is RedDragan. These two in their own fight here. I'm guessing we're seeing it being dry enough for those medium tyres now. Johnny heads up into P4. That guy leads the race. It's a shame we can't have magical slow stops here. I mean, I'd be pretty livid in a video game if I was there trying to race and suddenly I was down on because of a technicality of the tyres. But it does look like that may have cost 1010 quite a bit of race time, seeing as now everybody has now pitted. Willow going on the softs. Okay, interesting. AsthmaFrog still out on the intermediates, all by himself, a lonely race. I wonder if Willow is banking on, because apparently it goes maybe wet, dry, or wet, maybe dry, wet. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Willow banking on putting on a good amount of distance here with these soft tyres and praying that within the next few laps it starts raining again. As he catches Stone Shuffle, and very unsurprisingly, at this rate he'll catch the top three. Are any of these guys going to pit now? Yes, there goes that guy, followed by RedDragan. Are we going to have Johnny B entering the pits as well? We are. There we go. The race lead has been restored. Willow unsurprisingly setting fastest sectors on those soft tyres. Hopefully we'll get to the interval now, it's all updated. So RedDragan is also going on soft tyres. That Exotic is losing time to Willow. And if it wets up again, everyone's setting fastest laps now. If it wets up again, we're going to see these two. Yeah, we're going to see these two potentially sort of catching up to one another again. Staying Smithy on the older tyres, quite close up on the back of John. It's a brave move from those soft runners, though. It'd be interesting to see where they go. And kudos to SmallerSmiley for staying in the race, even though he's a bit further back. I mean, anything can still happen. Yeah. I am betting on a safety car. If there's no safety car, I'm gonna cry. Because I'm, you know, wetty like that. Willow's setting a fastest middle sector. Hey, SmallerSmiley 139.9. The track is drying up, but I want to see more rain, damn it! If I switch back to a image that I was so graciously donated by, I believe, Padge, a bit earlier on in the race. It was Padge, graciously and lovingly donated. We're going to see 89% chance of rain in the race, and it looks like it starts off wet, moves to a bit more dry, and then might move to wet again towards the end. As Willow goes fastest again with a 138.2. Someone do something. Aha, Codcamper might do something. I don't know if I haven't. I was just looking at my phone to get those percentages, so I wonder if we've had anybody just yet who. Well, Smiley gets a 3 second, has had a 3 second penalty at some point. I wonder if the DRS is open yet. That's what I was going to say. It doesn't look like it. An unfortunate race for SmallerSmiley. Or Johnny B sniffing around the back of Greg. Both of them on those medium tyres, those yellow Wolf tyres. Exotic Pain's unfortunately messed over by a bit of a poor connection up front there, so he is not on the back of Willow, but those tyres will start crossing over one another soon enough. And if it doesn't wet up, Willow could potentially be throwing this race. It's his to lose at the minute. Do we get DRS? I do not believe it's been enabled yet. It has not. It has! DRS was enabled at some point, so there we go. Oh. Who is that? That's SmallerSmiley. Gone around again. I mean, his tyres are going to have been battered. I don't want to be on board. I'm forced on board. His tyres are going to have been battered by that those spins that he had earlier on in the race. But we're only halfway through yet, although it does feel like it has been a lot longer than that. So a safety car could turn this race on its head. That guy and Al has been fighting for P4. It's a great name, that guy. Because every time you're like, oh, you know that guy. That's what you can do every single time. Oh, who's that? Oh, it's that guy. Who? That guy. Who? That guy. What? I'll spin it. Oh, that, oh, I've been looking at the wrong two people. Ah, it's because they're both in the RVs. I thought that this was Codcamper Ali versus that guy. That guy's going to get away now with the popping open that DRS. Those tyres, it look like they might be wearing off a bit. because Willow is losing time to Exotic. Can RedDragan do anything about this? See, I imagine that guy might even set a fastest lap here. Not quite. Can he do anything? Oh, yellow flag. That's more important to me. Corner cutting. Step back and bother these guys here. No, nothing happened. I want to catch the yellow flags, but no one could. There was somebody just flown off the track. That guy did this. He did. Greg, P8, sniffing around Zidane Smithy. Zidane. Dropping off a bit. No, good exit from Zidane Smithy out of time through. Again, we got this consistent battle now between somebody and Codcamper. Codcamper at one point fighting for a podium place, but now down into P9 as these things happen. However, if we move up here, Exotic Plains is sniffing around Willow. Oh! Bit of a rear lock up there, that's not what he wants. That is not what anybody wants. Didn't lose too much time though. Better exit there out there than Willow by the looks of it. Stone Shuffle and Codcamper finally trade places. Zidane Smithy and Greg as well. It's been a very early move there for Stone Shuffle. Two Ferraris, a 10-10 out and Padge. Stood up behind that. Can Zidane Smithy make this move back into turn 1, 2 and 3? Oh, he sniffs, he has a look. He sniffs out that gap and then he just pulls it back. Tries to play it safe. Don't want to try and go. Going up through here side by side is brave. I honestly think Willow might have made a mistake with those tyres. Exotic Plains is catching him at a rate of knots. Just jump up the front and see. Because he is now within 6 tenths of a second of the DRS of Willow and closing that gap fast. Willow burning a bit of battery there to try and stay ahead, but I ultimately believe that is futile because I do not think that he is going to keep Exotic Plains ahead for much longer. Exotic Plains doesn't need to do a lot to catch up to Willow here. He just has to keep it under control. Keep it under control and keep it steady. Exotic Plains sets a fastest lap of the race. Zidane Smithy taking that place back on Greg. Codcamper making a move on Stone Shuffle. 10-10 Padge. Stuck in a bit of a DRS train. AsthmaFrog still 4 seconds behind again. Insert Jules on here. Oh, there we go. Exotic Plains has done it. He is now 8 tenths of a second behind Willow. So much has happened in 3 laps. China's an odd one because it's just such a long lap. You sort of, I think it's been a lot longer than it actually has been. And there it is. Look at that, the dribble of rain. Willow's plan, it didn't seem to pay off. Oh, it's those two bump booties. It didn't seem to pay off in the initial instance, but Willow may well have just managed to keep this together. They're gonna, I imagine DRS is gonna be turned off very soon. They're so far behind these guys. Wanted to catch an overtake maybe, but I don't think we're gonna see it. I don't think we're gonna see it here either. This track's going to start getting slippery, and then we'll be back to how we were before. There we go. 10-10 moving down the inside of Stone Shuffle. And he's going to go for the double overtake. Looks like Codcamper batteryless. So that double overtake there from 1010 into the final corner as this track starts to get a bit slippery. Great stuff from 1010. I mean, I don't expect anything less. Phenomenal. Here we go. Stone Shuffle. DRS. Not gonna be able to do a lot, but getting out of the dirty air a little bit. Codcamper. Oh, there it is. You can see the driver's starting to struggle a little bit now on this track. This dampening track. Willow now falls 2 seconds shy of Exotic Plains. Which one is going to be the first to pull the trigger and box for those intermediate tyres? Because I imagine they're going to come back. We've got 10 laps to go and this track is just getting wetter. What I need is my own personal mark. The weather is this. Padge managed to get off on... managed to get past even on Stone Shuffle there at some point. You're there. People at the back. Show me the... Oh, what a drift. There we go. I want to see DRS. Yes or no? Yes. We still have the DRS. But Willow has pit. And that guy has pit. And RedDragan has pit as AsthmaFrog goes on ahead. What's Willow doing? Intermediate tyres. Look at those drops of rain falling. Is it going to be enough, though, to pull Willow back into range of Exotic Plains? Can he make that undercut work here? Everyone's pitting. Everyone. Hoping everybody does correctly make the move onto intermediate tyres, because it would be heartbreaking if you put the wrong ones on. There we go. Everyone pop in. Off on the mediums. Off onto inters. There we go. DRS is disabled. No more DRS for you, my friends. That is completely evident of the race being wet, but it is not over yet. 9 laps to go here at Shanghai. I'm sure there's a phrase of it being a jewel of China or the East Coast or something like that, but I don't know it. No more DRS. I want to see... I want to watch Exotic Plains, who is now about 21 seconds ahead of Willow. I don't know how long a pit stop is here. Oh, he goes a bit wide there. Not that that means anything. It's not gravel anymore. He's in the pits. Willow is coming up here. He's gained 4 seconds on AsthmaFrog. So I think that gap is done. Here we go. Coming down the pit straight. What's going to happen? And he makes it clear past. That earlier pit has really paid off for Willow. Would have been interesting strategy. He gambled it and it did pay off. As AsthmaFrog is now pitting for those intermediate tyres as well, and he drops down into P5. Comes out just ahead of Johnny B. So now it's a very lonely race for some people. 10-10. 10-10. Entertain me, 10-10. Making a move on to Dane Smithy. Not going to make it stick though. Fastest lap is going to go to Exotic Plains for this race though. I don't think we're going to see that change anytime soon. Overall though in this race we see that guy. Great stuff up into P7, P3. And I'll have a quick look what those penalties are. So 3 seconds for that guy, 10-10 and Smiley. But he's up 7 places and still well clear of RedDragan, so if he keeps this up he will quite easily be on. He will quite easily be able to keep that final podium place. RedDragan and Aspin down a place each. Johnny B up 1, Zidane Smithy up 4, 10-10 up 8-6. Greg up 3 with Codcamper down 1. Stone Shuffle and AsthmaFrog both taking 4 places up and down respectively. And finally SmallerSmiley unfortunately down in P14, down 8 places with Padge staying where he started. 10-10 and Zidane Smithy fighting a little bit there, but not quite enough. To really make anything stick there. Codcamper looks like he made it past Stone Shuffle. SmallerSmiley holding out in hope here for a safety car. 10-10 makes a pass. Oh, and they just bump together. It's hard there trying to take it up the inside, especially with these wet tyres on. These intermediate tyres, sorry. Oh, dropped it a little there out of that turn, and that's going to put him well behind 10-10. It's going to give Greg a bit of that much needed ground. Wheel spinning out of that corner. That's where the battle's hard at the minute. Those sort of midfield places. And here we go. Again, wet race, 1.5 seconds back. I don't think that we're going to have... I don't know if they're going to be able to make it, you know, because it is getting wet out. Oh no, Alispin! 3-second penalty there for him. Probably going a bit wide at the exit there. And we see Greg making this move on Zidane Smithy. No. Oh. So it's this. Oh, hello. I looked down for 1 second to interact with some of our drivers in Discord, and I find that Exotic Planes is caught up to Willow quite nicely. Say caught up, they're still a second behind, but they are gaining, and that slipstream is going to make all the difference here in the wet. Without that DRS. Exotic must have more downforce. So many factors here that change how these cars behave though in the wet. The ride height, let's see, as these guys make it onto the back straight. The ride height, the downforce, the suspension. Not make it close enough. So Plane's getting much closer to Willow. Are we going to see a repeat here of the sprint race with the last 10 laps? Well, I say 10 laps. It's only 5 laps to go here. Are we going to see a repeat where these two keep swapping places thanks to that slipstream? Because there's no DRS now. It would be unlucky if Exotic doesn't win. I mean, he did a very good job of catching back up with Willow when Willow chose the soft tyres, and he's made a really good grounds here in the wet to catch up with Willow now. Excuse me. Oh. And it's been a long evening for them, starting almost 2 hours ago. And I imagine we'll finish this race just as it kicks off half-line. Off we go then, down the back straight. Exotic planes with that slipstream. Not using any overtake. Willow is burning overtake to try and keep him behind. Just goes to show how much of a difference that slipstream can make here. But oh, they both lock up a little bit into the hairpin. Willow drops behind Exotic by 4/10. What a change that was. Willow's soft strategy did lose in 4 seconds. He managed to gain at the start, but that could not last. As I said earlier on, it was his to lose. Unless Exotic manages to pull off a unfortunate penalty now. Don't know if they've had any warnings. Though if I had a co-streamer, I could ask them, but I am on my lonesome. Sniff, sniff. That's fine. Uh-oh. Greg appears to be taking a unique line. He has been having trouble lately with his game. So I wonder if this is why he's now got 20 seconds of penalties. I get he's ghosted, so it could be very much in a hurry. 30 seconds of penalties. Oh, that's rough. So, I mean, he'd still come out in P13. Got on board there hoping to see an overtake, but instead I saw cutting the grass. Greg has been having this problem lately, SunGod, where his and I had it as well in Japan. I think Smiley had it in Japan as well. Could be a PC optimization problem, but where the game will just casually freeze and you'll just keep going straight forward, and there's nothing you can do about it. It is very unfortunate. Greg got the penalties for exceeding track limits, so I'm guessing just being off track for that long, it's like penalty, 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 penalty. I guess it's a way to stop people from driving off the track constantly. But those 30 seconds of penalties will now put him behind Smiley. Yes, I had a very similar freeze going into the pits in Japan. Caused my game to crash. Not entirely sure why. Got a bit of action happening down here with Codcamper. Stone Shuffle. Oh, excuse me. Oh, Stone Shuffle. Codcamper and AsthmaFrog all very close together. To Zidane Smithy. Codcamper makes a move up the inside of his Alpine teammate. They bump. And that's enough to push Smithy. Oh, yeah. You could almost see that coming from a mile off, those two bumping into one another around the corner there like that. Codcamper will not be happy about that. Down from a P3 potential all the way into P12. And that is a very classic Alpine here. So I know this is sim racing, but that might have been taking it to a whole new level. Yeah, kudos to SmallerSmiley though, I feel. Like, a lot of people would fall that far back and they just call it quits. But no, he has endured. That guy, well, even not on exotic planes, burning a bit of battery up there. It does look like if I could get him to just move his head slightly, there we go. Bit more battery from, bit more battery burning from the both of them to stay ahead there. But I feel like this race could still be anybody's. Both of these two are fighting very well, but if Exotic Planes can just keep it that little bit more ahead. He's just got that better traction out of the corners, and I think that's enough here. I think that could break the race here. That little bit of extra downforce was enough. Willow, oh good God, he's brave on those curbs. In the wet, on these curbs. And he holds the car together. Both of them getting a little squirmy here. Stone Shuffle and Lane Smithy. Halfway back around the track. You know what? This one is quite hard to call for a driver of the day so far. I mean, Exotic Plains and Willow, they've done phenomenally, but they've not, you know, they've stood out about as much as they normally would. So at the minute, it's very much looking to me like we could be seeing that guy taking a solid P3. Let's just remind ourselves again of where they started. Penalty position change. Up 7 places. See, along with 10-10 and Stone Shuffle though. Now Stone Shuffle's down to 6. But solid effort from that guy, honestly. Solid effort. As it stands, that guy is currently somewhere in the standings list. I'm not sure. I seem to have blanked on where he is. He's not in the standings list? Question mark? So look up away from my phone. LA has done well. P5. He's carrying those 3 seconds at the minute, but as it stands, that shouldn't make too much of a difference. Oh. As SmallerSmiley moves out of the way for his teammate. There you go, I found that guy. I'm blind. He's currently 1 place behind RedDragan in 13. Scored 6 points in Australia. Oh, hello. Bit of a love tap there from Willow. Oh! Not burning his battery, but he's on the wrong side. Had to back out of that. And then just as is the nature of this track, you can't really put your foot down through that section, especially not in the wet. But if he can keep it this close for the rest of this lap, as he moves a bit further back, he might well be able to make it through into P1 and take that win. And I do believe then he's only 1 point behind Björn, who is unfortunately not here. He would definitely, I mean, either way he's going to take the lead of the championship today. Whether he wins this or not. Hops up onto that curb. Oh, a little bit squirmy out there, but then so... Oh no, that could be it. That little wobble there could have cost him the win. He's getting frantic on that throttle pedal, and I don't blame him. Whichever of the 2 drivers out here actually has the best traction. Seems pretty much equal for the 2 of them. Both of them dumping battery because they've got absolutely nothing to lose here. That slipstream, he's going to catch him right before the end of the lap. Oh, and they come together as that guy, Exotic Plains closes the door a little bit. Oh, and they're side by side here. Side by side. Oh, wow, that was interesting form. Exotic Plains bumping Willow a bit off the track there. Probably just a bit of wobble due to the traction. But that is what it is. So let's see. As Exotic Plains takes P1, Willow is 1/10 of a second behind him. That guy comes in to quite comfortably take P3. RedDragan 10 seconds behind. SmallerSmiley was also right on the back of those 2 there. It did look harmless. I think it was just a little bit of wheel spin. Both getting a little squirmy out of the end there. Easily done on this track. Both drivers have driven phenomenally. Here we go, sorry, my bad, I'm not paying any attention. Oh, it's Codcamper apparently gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting. Must have span his way around that. And so did Stone Shuffle. We see Zidane Smithy cross the line. Padge, Codcamper, Stone Shuffle. Who shouldn't be doing that on the track, that's for sure. And Greg. You're over the moon with 6. You know what, Johnny? You did a great job. You had a great race. That was fantastic. Alispin up in P5. So I can only presume here that we're not too worried about... skip that little sentence, you know, I can spend a bit more time here. Here we go. Exotic Plains takes home 33 points today. Willow with 26 points. RedDragan 18, that guy, Alispin, Johnny B, and the rest of our grid here. These are our results from... I need a screenshot from our sprint race, so if you bear with me just a second. And finally, our race results. Lots of people getting penalties today. With Exotic Plains, Willow, that guy, RedDragan, Alispin, Johnny B, 1010, AsthmaFrog, Zidane Smithy, Padge, Codcamper, Stone Shuffle, Greg, SmallerSmiley, and Jakub. Really close between these two here. But taking home a good haul of points for everyone overall. 33-26. Only a whole 7 points difference between them. Although in the championship standings there is 19 points. That 7 gap is not enough to close it. But congratulations to Willow on taking the lead of the championship today. And that's our race. So thank you to everybody for joining me on my lonesome. I apologise for my quiet periods and nonsensical ramblings. But thank you very much for coming with us. Congratulations to all of our drivers on a fantastic race. It's going to make it hard for me to decide who driver of the day is. And I don't take bribes. Not anymore. Not since the accident. So, yeah. Good night to all of you. Thank you for joining me. And we'll see you again on Sunday for AT2. Ta-ra.